A couple of people have asked about whether, if the GCC protects the public, who protects the chiropractor? And yeah, you must be asked this all the time. And what can you say?
Yeah, it's like I say, we try not to act against the interest of chiropractors. We've been established by Parliament not to make life difficult for chiropractors, but essentially to protect the public, and we do that. We absolutely know that the GCC is not on the minds of a jobbing chiropractor 24 hours. It's an episodic relationship, and it's often felt viscerally, like I said at the beginning, in terms of we do no good, or we don't add any value, and all of those things. I know those things happen. I prefer it not to be the case, but I absolutely understand that. But we have to have a humility in terms of what we can and can't do, and that role is played very effectively by the professional associations. And I'm in constant dialogue. Over the last few days, I've met with the presidents of 3 of those as part of my routine dialogue with them, and I'm hearing that. But it's kind of their job, and to represent their membership. And they do that. They work hard on behalf of the membership, and I'd like that to your audience to hear that, because they do work hard.
I have some good friends running organisations, and I'm full of admiration for what they do. Yeah. And actually, I have a number of members who will say that we do the same in trying to help people through the process. But of course, there's no way of circumventing it once the process has begun. An analogy, it's an imperfect analogy, but one that I use with people quite often, is that in a small way, it's no different to the Crown Prosecution Service. If something is court-worthy, judged by the Director of Public Prosecution, then it goes to court, and the Crown Prosecution Service will pay for that process to happen, and you, as the defendant, will have to pay for your defence. Indeed. Which is what your insurance company is for, of course. Yeah. And that process can take a long time as well. Yeah. But at least we've got professional bodies who can give us some support. Indeed,
and it is really difficult if a registrant is defending themselves.
Yes.
It's tough for them.
Yeah.
And I would strongly urge all registrants to ensure they've got appropriate cover through their membership of associations or elsewhere, to ensure they're not caught in that position. As I've said before, it's a mercifully small number, but if you find yourself in that place, it's tough. And the last thing you want to be worrying about is your ability to defend yourself.
Yeah, and one of the things that I have found recently, I can only speak from what we have done in my organisation, but I know that the other professional bodies will do the same thing, is that it's extraordinarily important to have somebody you can talk to throughout that process, because you can't talk to them. You haven't got the time, but it's not your job. The PCC isn't going to talk to them because it's a judicial process, effectively. But having somebody who understands the process and can explain what's going on, and of course you've got the support mechanisms available if people choose to take them up.
We do.
Just take advantage of them, because it's a horrible process, isn't it?